Why and how the hell did a new Assassin's Creed come out every year? Oh! This freak.
Yeah. What is one of the major problems with modern gaming? Outside of microtransactions, outside of games always being online, outside of multiplayer being the main focus, especially for games that have traditionally been story-driven. Oh, and also annual releases.
Which I thought that companies had finally realized that was a bad idea.
No, apparently not. Because we still get a new Madden every year. Still get a new NBA 2K game every year. Still get a new FIFA every year. Even though nobody's playing them anymore.
If anything ever made sense to be more of a live service, it would be sports games.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Like, update it every
put out
3 to 5 years.
Yeah, put out like one that is like going to be the engine and everything that everything runs on for the next 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
While they work on the new engine, and then whenever all of the lineups and stuff come out for the next year,
update it.
Update.
That's it.
They could even charge $5 for the year's update.
Yes.
I don't think anybody would care.
No. Like between $2 to $5.
And I guarantee their sales would skyrocket on each major game resale. Like,
yes.
Whenever they put out each major new one, because they would actually have time to make it good.
Yes. And then not only that, but it would still make it to where, like, okay, the new one just came out. You can still play the old one, but you won't be able to play with new people on the new one. But you can still play with old people on the old one. And not only that, but single player will still be available after online services for the old one goes away. I mean, isn't that good for everybody? But no. Instead, everything has to be an online service. Basically, it's just like, oh, we need to check and make sure that you can play this game. It's like, I own it. It's like, nah, we can't get online, so we're not going to let you play it. That's stupid.
Yeah, stay away from most everything that does that.
Yeah.
There's a couple I bought because I'm just like, I just want to check it out. But
that's fair.
For the most part, I don't jump on any game that does that kind of stuff. I'm just like, yeah, I'll wait for a while and make sure that this actually stays alive for long enough to be worth spending money on, and that their stuff actually works.
Yeah.
Because, like, the Payday 3 thing, apparently, they decided to go only online, and their servers weren't working, so nobody could play it.
Oh, yeah. Nice job out here, Listo.
Recently.
Nice. Very, very good job. And then
Like,
that's why everyone's just like, let's play Payday 2 instead.
I bought Outriders. It's basically the same thing as Destiny. You have to get online to play it, because it's kind of an online multiplayer co-op game. But,
yeah.
Like, I made sure it had a long enough time that it was not dead. They weren't taking the servers down anytime soon, and I could actually play it if I wanted to.
Well, here's the thing about Destiny. I am not against live service stuff like Destiny if they actually keep it up to date and if they actually continue to support it
and not actually don't remove content you've already paid them for.
Oh, not only that, but also keep doing shitty updates that just keep making the game much more of a pain in the ass to play. Ugh. But anyway,
mainly if they just don't do scumbaggy type stuff.
Yeah, which they do. But
yeah, see, Ubisoft was like, yeah, we're gonna stop releasing Assassin's Creed every year. We're gonna take some time.
And it was just like
worked out for a little bit, and then Ubisoft kind of just started making a lot of bad decisions.
Well,
now they're in kind of a bad spot.
Well, ever since the Jenyns have lost like majority control over the company, I hate to say it, but it's become a lot more of a corporate entity, and the corporate entity is basically just completely destroyed the original soul that Ubisoft used to have. I miss the days when we had an Assassin's Creed game every 3 to 4 years, and it was a whole new experience in a whole new place, and it didn't feel cheap. It felt earned. Was there stuff in it that repeated? Absolutely. But the story and everything else that was in it made up for that, because you didn't care if this mission was similar to the one like 5 or 6 missions ago. You wanted to see the story completed because you were invested in the characters and you were invested in the world. That's, like, to me, that's the most basic and simple thing. Is your game fun? And also, not only that, but is the story and everything about it compelling enough to carry a player's interest throughout it? For most games out there, I'd probably say that's a big no. Because overall gaming design has lost focus on making the best game, the best game fun, making the game fun, and also making it to where the story actually stands out and can actually be pretty good.
I wouldn't say that's overall. I would say that's mainly within the AAA sphere.
Well, it's okay, that's fair. But in terms of...
Because 2023 is proof there's still plenty of people out there that know how to make a fun game that stays compelling until the end.
Well, yeah, Baldur's Gate is...
Baldur's Gate, Tears of the Kingdom, Sea of Stars, like frickin' Alan Wake 2.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of stuff.
But the discussion that Scott the Woz is having today is annual releases. And unfortunately, due to the fact that annual releases, it's a, year over year kind of thing, it doesn't give enough time to flesh things out to where these companies are able to do justice to the games that they're making. And usually a lot of bad things happen. But anyway, let's see what Scott the Woz has to say about annual releases. It's been a while since we watched a Scott the Woz video.
It's been a long time since I've watched one with you.
Yeah.
I usually do these with Chad when he comes over.
Yeah, because me and Chad love me some Mr. Woz. But let's check it out and let's see what Scott's got to say.
Revenue, assets,
Negligence?
debt, profit.
Team, it's been another incredible year here at Business Productions, which means half of you are fired.
We're disposable for a reason, sir. Like napkins.
Now that half of our workforce has
hate
been
to laugh about
eliminated,
that,
you
but
know
that's
what that
unfortunately
means.
true.
It never gets easier.
We can finally afford this informational video on how companies make money.
Hey y'all, Scott here. Quick, don't fire half your staff.
Instead, consider releasing a game titled Madden 54. You'll be competition-free for the next 30 years.
I'm a creature of habit. Every year I do the same thing. I wake up, I say it, I buy Assassin's Creed. I wake up, I say it, I buy Assassin's Creed. I wake up, I say it, I buy Assassin's Creed. I wake up and say it, I buy Assassin's Creed.
Wait, they stopped it.
The simulation has crumbled. Some video game franchises release a brand new entry every single year. And why is that? Well, it's better than a calendar. Oh, it's March. And then
Forza, if they're releasing every single year, they seem to maintain some
I don't think they are
consistency with
anymore.
Quality, though.
I don't think they are anymore. Hold on, let's see. The Forza series, let's take a look at it.
I didn't realize they were releasing theirs yearly.
Okay, so it's basically...
Horizon looks like it's every couple of years.
Okay, so Horizon 4, and then they did Horizon 5, and then they did Forza Motorsport, which is basically a...
2005, wait, just go back to the beginning. It's 2005, they skipped 2006, 2007, they skipped 2008, 2009, they skipped 2010. So every 2 years they were putting one out, and then they started Horizon, and so they started alternating, and it became every year.
And now
Up
they're
to
releasing,
2019.
and now it looks like they're releasing one
Every 2 years.
every 2 years again, and they're alternating between Horizon and Motorsport.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's
So that gives them 4 years on each entry. So,
good.
yeah.
The more they...
Well, I mean, like, from what I've heard, Forza's maintained quality pretty much all the way through.
Well, yeah. I mean, here's the look at this. Back up in the 90s, whereas, if I remember right, Forza Horizon 4, yeah, actually still pretty good. In terms of, hold on, I think there might be, there we go. Reception. Yeah, reception started to fall around Forza 5, and then it went back up, and then it went back down again around 7.
Looks like Horizon 5 was their best one in a while.
Yeah.
Looks like the Motorsport reboot in 2023. I guess that's what it is, because they just titled it Motorsport again.
Yeah.
Was back down to the 80s.
Which,
And I've heard all kinds of good things about Horizon 5 though.
Well, yeah.
I think Wasabi's still waiting on me to buy that.
Well, there's a lot of people
Been on
who
my
still
wish
play
list
it,
for a long time, and it's not dropped price because it got such good reviews, I guess.
and the sales are probably up too. Anyway, so I guess let's get back to this.
In this world, nothing can be said to be certain except death and taxes. Wait, let me change that. You know, it's somewhat comforting knowing you can always expect the same deal each and every year. God knows I can't medically. But oftentimes, less is more. When you have to wait a bit longer, it makes a release feel a hell of a lot more special. Plus, more time for the creators to work on it. It's a win-win.
Yes.
Lowe's. A corporation needs consistent revenue growth the same time every year. What are they gonna do? Oh God, I don't know. Wait, a new deck of sports every year. Hey, what's that? Annual releases, because damn, what am I doing in fall of 2054? I'm free! Well, thankfully, Ubisoft will have me covered alongside a slew of other game companies releasing new games in the same series year after year without fail. Keyword being not out. It all comes crumbling down at some point, man. There's no way you can keep that schedule up forever, but it's interesting to see how we got to the points we get. Let's take a look at some video game franchises that pumped out yearly releases because...
I'm still wondering if Ubisoft will be around in 54 if they don't right their ship somewhat.
I don't think they will be yet.
Releases because...
Also, at the end of the world, it's like, do I want to burn this copy of Need for Speed the Run? Yes. It will keep me warm for that much longer.
I'm getting cold.
When I hear annual...
Well, it is winter, and Scott does live in Ohio, and it can get pretty cold in Ohio.
Release, nothing fits the definition quite like old yell about shit. Call of Duty, pushing out at least one new game every single year since 2003.
Oh.
How the hell do you do?
Oh.
How do you do that? The answer, not with consistent quality.
Yes. That is... Oh. Oh, dude.
There's too many of them!
Oh my God in heaven. Look at... Oh my God. Oh God.
You don't realize how many it's been until you see them all spread out in front of you, do you?
This is a dark time right here. Then Black Ops 4.
Darkest timeline up through Infinite Warfare.
Yeah. World War II was alright.
Yeah, like they started to bring it back with World War II, and then they kind of dropped the ball again with Black Ops 4.
And then
they did Modern Warfare, and it was like, okay.
Then they dropped the ball with Cold War, then Vanguard, then Modern Warfare 2, and now Modern Warfare 3.
Was okay, apparently.
And then Modern Warfare 3 just shit the bed outright.
I haven't played it like at all since Modern Warfare 2019. That was the last good Call of Duty, in my opinion.
Everyone hates the campaign.
The campaign for 2 is supposedly decent, but I just never got around to getting it and playing it.
Fair enough.
But the Modern Warfare 2019 campaign, everyone hates that one?
Huh?
Everyone hates the Modern Warfare 2019 campaign?
No. That one they actually think is pretty good.
Yeah, because I thought it was pretty good. I had a lot of fun with it. But the Modern Warfare 3 campaign, I hear, is hot garbage.
Oh, it is. Modern Warfare 3's campaign, hot garbage. A lot of people thought the Modern Warfare 2 campaign was just like, if this leads somewhere, this could be pretty good. And then it led to this, and now everyone's just like, fuck Modern Warfare 2 and fuck Modern Warfare 3.
Since 2003. How the hell do you do that? Well, you have the first main developer, then the second main developer, then another developer come in to assist the main developer, eventually becoming the third developer, with all these outside folk developing your spin-off side titles until game development becomes so complicated you force every single one of your developers to work on Call of Duty. We got the guys who make Skylanders helping out. At that point, just have the developers call their mom.
I need help.
Call of Duty had a flow to its development. Infinity Ward would work on a game for 2 years, and so would Treyarch, meaning you
also
could alternate...
like the whole visual there, what he was calling his mom, if you go back and look.
Yeah.
The way he's fucking holding the phone.
Yeah, still on the hook.
It's like that's how much of your mind is gone at that point.
It's like, Mom, Mom, I realize you died 5 years ago, but I really need help.
Developers called their mom.
I need help.
Call of Duty had a flow to its development. Infinity Ward would work on a game for 2 years, and so would Treyarch, meaning you could alternate between both for yearly releases. But as time passes, expectations rise. More content, better graphics. We need an extra year to develop all this, so in comes Sledgehammer Games to increase that 2-year development to 3. And that worked just fine until 2023, when they were finally going to take a breather and just release an expansion pack for the game that launched in 2022. Until they ran up to Sledgehammer Games at the last minute and told them to make it a full game.
Greed, ladies and gentlemen. Greed. That is exactly what the hell the problem is. Greed.
That was a great idea.
They just couldn't.
Wait a second. Did you see that?
Barely.
And told them to make it a full game.
That was a great idea.
I am delirious.
God dang it, I knew it! I knew he was delirious! Damn, Scott, how come you never told us that you play with Vanoss? Actually, now I see it. The hockey mask. It fits perfectly.
Idea.
They just
I
couldn't
know that's a
fathom a
joke.
year without a full.
But at the same time, imagine his voice through a shitty microphone. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Although,
It's not too dissimilar, really.
although I will say this, Delirious does not have the vocal chops or the vocabulary of Scott the Woz. Scott has a tremendous vocabulary, whereas Delirious...
Well, he also probably writes the scripts ahead of time.
Oh my gosh, again with the script writing. oh, you mean for Scott the Woz videos?
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, probably.
Like, Delirious could easily just be Scott without a script. Maybe
Yeah.
he's not quite as good with his words whenever he's going on the fly, you know?
He's just like, come on, give birth. Wait, what? Like, sorry about that. I spoke out there. It's like, oh my gosh, what if instead of Scott the Woz, it was Scott the Wozlerious, or Scott Lerious, or any insert anyone there.
Teddy Wazius.
Oh my gosh.
Full new Call of Duty release. I mean, think about how disappointed the fans would be.
This sucks.
Thank God they got Modern Warfare 3.
This sucks.
Everything about this game feels completely cobbled together, rushed out the door. An expansion pack turned full-blown title at the last minute, all to keep with tradition. But in the process, you ruin a legacy, reputation,
that man in the
expectations, the whole package. Now, they've had troubles in the past sticking to a yearly schedule. Black Ops 4 didn't include a single-player campaign. They said it was because single player was never part of the plan. This game was designed entirely around the multiplayer experiences because players didn't care about the campaign anyways. If you really believe that, why did every Call of Duty after this have a campaign? The yearly release feels like it devalues
Because
each
everybody
experience
was mad.
before it. And when you see how much stuff is crammed into each of these
Or it was
titles,
also
how
when
many
they tried to
developers
hop on
need
the
to work
Battle
on them,
Royale
how
train,
these
if I'm
games...
not
Yes,
mistaken.
it was.
They did their crappy Battle Royale before putting out the one that's actually Warfare.
Yeah, Warzone. Yeah.
Or Warzone, that's it. Yeah.
They're designed as if they're living, ongoing
I still think
experiences.
it's crappy, but
It's better than what was on 4.
But they just end after 9 months to make way for the next one. It just feels like a waste. Because say what you will about Call of Duty, but they can be truly some of the most AAA experiences in all of gaming. The presentation, amount of content, it puts so many other titles to shame. So to just throw that all away for another one less than a year later is just so damn unnecessary. Do we truly need a new Call of Duty every year? Oh yeah, as long as my chair
really.
keeps getting uneven. But looking at the games as games and not revenue spikes, it's obvious these just don't make sense as annual releases anymore. Much like Assassin's Creed, which gave up the annual release schedule back in 2016. Why and how the hell did a new Assassin's Creed come out every year? Oh! This
Yeah. Also, they missed one in 2008.
He really knows how to make you laugh about situations that aren't really laughing matters, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed come out every year.
Also, I want this to be a meme to where instead of overworked employees, it's literally you can put anything here.
How was the new episode or the new season of Jujutsu Kaisen such a masterpiece?
Overworked employees.
Oh!
Yeah. That's the meme. The only thing he's missing is the pointing. If he was pointing at it, this would literally be that one like Angry Comics meme.
This franchise felt milked to death, even compared to Call of Duty. At least there, you have different development teams each
every
entry.
fucking year for some reason.
I stopped after.
I did not buy Unity.
I stopped after Black Flag.
A 6-hour single-player campaign.
I still bought Syndicate, but it's out of pattern every year. I got the first Assassin's Creed when it came out, right?
I did too.
Played it about halfway through. Got burnt out. Didn't finish it. Christmas rolls around the next year. Hey, Mom, can I have Assassin's Creed 2 for Christmas? Mom gets me Assassin's Creed 2 for Christmas. So I boot back up 1, and I finish it real quick. And then I start playing 2. I get about halfway through. I burn out. I don't finish it. Rinse and repeat. Every year, every Christmas. That's what I did. And I didn't get Unity because I was like, well, I hear Unity's a dumpster fire.
It was. Upon release, it was a hot dumpster fire. And here's my problem
now
with...
my chain's completely broken, and I've been sitting on Odyssey for the past, 4 years. Not actually finishing the damn game.
Oh, man. For me, I don't know. I would say for me, the Assassin's Creed... I played the first one. I remember beating the first one and just being like, that was pretty good. I mean, there were some sections that were a bit long-winded, but overall still pretty good. And then I played the second one, and I was like, wait, I thought we were going to keep playing as Altair. Okay, I guess we're moving on to this new guy. I'm still sad that we don't get to see the rest of Altair stuff. And then all of a sudden, it's like, holy shit, this game's awesome. Like, they fixed so much of, the gameplay.
Cooler than Altair.
Yeah. They fixed so much of the gameplay loop. I can't believe it. Oh, my gosh. And then, people want to talk shit about Brotherhood. Brotherhood, I think, was just as good, if not better.
Brotherhood's awesome.
Revelations
is the one that kind of me.
Revelations, here's what I said. Here's what I'll say. The, Assassins, missions, the tower defense thing, was... boring. I would have much rather had you done the same thing that you had in Brotherhood, where you send the assassins off, and if anything, you can go and you can assist them on their mission or something like that. Expand on it like that. I don't know. But just do something. Instead of a stupid tower defense game that nobody liked. But I still thought that Revelations, story-wise, just as strong because of the fall of the Byzantine Empire, and then not only that, but also seeing the end of Altair, and seeing the end of Ezio's journey as an assassin.
I just didn't care about it quite as much as the previous 2.
For me, the ending made up for it.
Then 3 came out, and I heard a lot of bad stuff, but I was like, I love the Revolutionary War times. It's my favorite, one of my favorite history times and stuff. I like the way the architecture looked. I just want to play it, and I did play through it, and I was like, it's alright.
Yeah. I will say the worst
was
part...
pretty dope.
Yeah. The worst part of 3 was the main character. Radonagedon, the main character... I love the fact that he's from a native tribe. I love the fact that he's Mohican. I love the fact that they covered, burying the hatchet. But, dude...
They just did almost no character building for him.
No!
It felt like
they spent so much time on Hatham Kenway.
It was just basically a self-insert character. It was just he was there for the sake of you having someone to play as.
Yeah. And honestly, I would have loved to have had more time with him growing up. And but anyway, I've already ranted and raved enough. Let's keep going.
Plus online multiplayer felt a bit more digestible as a yearly thing, at least during the Xbox 360 days. Now, Assassin's Creed, 20-hour single-player campaigns with multiple DLC expansions releasing into the next year with online multiplayer as well. You're playing this every year?
Done.
Finally! From 2009 to 2015, there was a mainline Assassin's Creed each and every holiday, and for the most part, they delivered exactly what was expected, which was comforting, yeah, but meant there was practically no time available to evolve the franchise in meaningful ways. There was time, however, to evolve it in dog shit ones. 2014, Assassin's Creed Unity nearly single-handedly proved that yearly releases were actively hurting the series. No. So people are already tired of the constant games, and you put one out that doesn't work.
So
We'll get them next year.
This was the M.
Yep.
Obviously, this wasn't going to work for the franchise moving forward, prompting Ubisoft to take more time with each entry, returning in 2017 with Assassin's Creed Origins, which...
It's fun for about 10 hours.
After that, you just want to...
I was just like, when is it gonna be over? It's so boring. I did beat it though.
definitely felt like that new step the series needed to take. I mean, comparing this to Assassin's Creed Syndicate is like night and day. This isn't bad, but this isn't bad 9. Origins was a breath of fresh air for Assassin's Creed. The extra year of development allowed them to create a far more detailed world with deep, richer action RPG gameplay, which they followed up with 2 more entries over a period of 6 years. God, but there's so much longer now, and we have to wait so much more between releases. Gosh, I just wish we're right back where we started. You don't know you'll miss something until it's gone, man. Assassin's Creed Mirage in 2023 was a return to the traditional formula prior to Origins, the formula that was used in nearly 10 consecutive entries. Yeah, oh man, we need more of that. To be fair, these Assassin's Creeds were damn bloated. I mean, 60 hours? You can do so much else with that time, like procrastinate.
Maybe later.
I feel that Ubisoft didn't really know what to do with the extended development time other than just make these games as long as possible. Hey, they knew how to pump out a new Assassin's Creed every year. You give them 3 years to make one, and they'll just make it 3 times as long. Mirage showcases how sometimes bigger isn't always better. Some people may prefer when things were more simple, though to expect even a simpler experience every holiday, I mean, much like Call of Duty, even more so. Whenever a new Assassin's Creed would drop, I felt that severely undermined and undervalued last year's. And why did it have to be that way? What the hell about stealth action adventure games set in historical times screams, I know what I'm doing for the next 6 years. Ubisoft made the right call pumping the brakes here, while also acknowledging that, yeah, while the series has evolved, that didn't negate the original style. It's good to have both, just not under the pressure of releasing every single year. Ubisoft has Just Dance for that anyways. Every year since its inception, at least one new Just Dance has released because...
Wow.
The thing with that is all they really have to do is update the soundtrack on each one.
This one doesn't have Mambo number 5. Awesome! But this one doesn't have Boogie Wonderland. Great! But this one doesn't have Mambo number 5. Just Dance is the type of annual release you can understand damn well how and why they put it out every single year. Now, if they took a year off, I'd be genuinely concerned. Of course, you need to put out a new Just Dance every fall because you need new songs. I don't want to be stuck with...
Oh my gosh.
Bring on this year's track list, plus some extra gameplay additions and or enhancements. But let's be honest here, for the most part, what set these games apart from each other was the year they were released in, which is definitely why they started getting named after them. Or there's a few thousand entries I missed. But whenever you see a game like this that's practically a glorified expansion pack, I think we've all had the thought cross our minds. Hey, why not just release a content update for the previous title? Well,
Exactly.
Ubisoft listened to us. Them! Starting with 2023 edition, Just Dance no longer received a traditional physical release. Instead, you'd get a download code to redeem a pack of songs in the Just Dance app. So, this is no longer an annual release. It's just new songs are added to a Just Dance hub with a bundle of them being sold at retail every year. You know, I'm not sure if this was the best move considering most of the Just Dance audience looks like this. Okay, so 3 years prior in the UK, the Wii version of Just Dance was the second best-selling version. The Wii version! Then 3 years later, you're gonna ask that same audience to do all this? This is for sure a sound concept for the future of Just Dance, but when you don't do a physical release, you cut 2 platforms from your support, you remove major features from previous games since this is sort of starting from scratch, you require an internet connection, and you charge a full $60 when previous games launched at $50. What did you expect to happen?
Wow.
More!
But hey, I gotta give you some...
I guess that's the reason they don't like the football idea. Is not that great of an idea.
Well, it is with how you talk about it, but once again, these companies can't help but try to monetize as much as possible instead of just letting it be.
Credit for taking the logical step most other annual franchises are too afraid of. If your games are glorified song packs anyways, why not just do this? Of course, the logical step for some is boiling water on the crotch for Just Dance. But you gotta admit...
Damn.
The logical step for some is boiling water.
The conviction in Scott's eyes. It's just like,
This is gonna hurt.
no, I can literally hear him say it inside of his mind. I do not wish to be horny anymore.
Water on the crotch for Just Dance. But you...
Also, is that Blue Obama?
Blue Obama?
Blue Obama.
Yeah, I think it is. Michelle, I become a Smurf, and I'm leaving.
Michelle, guess what? I'm blue. Dabba dee, dabba die. Dabba dee, dabba die.
Michelle, by the way, I'm divorcing you, and I'm gonna marry Smurfette. I've always been attracted to redheads. Just wanted to say that.
You gotta admit, this feels like the natural evolution for these things. I may not be a fan of live service games, but they do make sense for some titles. Specifically, sports games. Now, when you talk to those who actually play these things and ask what's the difference between FIFA 22 and FIFA 23, they'll genuinely say, graphically, FIFA 23 is better across the board. Better animations, there's new gameplay elements like power shots. These are both FIFA 21. Without little changes outside of the updated players and rosters, one may ask, why not just have one game you evolve and make additions to through updates and paid DLC? One may also ask you to go f*** yourself and spend $70 every year.
Well, at least they asked.
This is how these sports games have always been, so it's hard to imagine them releasing in any other fashion. But just for a second, picture a game simply titled Madden NFL
I mean,
that
here's
releases
an
like
idea
any...
too. Like, just like put out a disc for the people who don't want to have an internet connection with the updated rosters on it that will just install to your console's hard drive and work the new roster into your previous year's game, you know? That way people don't have to be like, oh, I can't get the new year because my internet, like, you know, I don't have internet or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have to microtransaction and give them my credit card information. Like, you could just go to GameStop and buy like a $10 disc, bring it home, install it on your hard drive. There you go.
Yeah.
Plus, that's cool for everybody who is like physical only. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's understandable.
any other Madden game. But for the next 3 years, it's updated constantly. Then when the time is right, you release Madden NFL 2. With completely reworked gameplay, enhanced visuals, I mean, it would be a brand new experience. See? Nah, instead, a new Madden game every year for 30 plus years. It's pretty impressive they've been able to keep at it this long, especially when other sports games need to take a year or two off to catch their breath. And when some of these games are at the quality they are. I mean, Madden 2004 won Game of the Year at the Spike Video Game.
I remember that. Jesus. That's how good the Madden games used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're a joke.
Game Awards. Madden 2005 won Best Song in a Game for American Idiot by Green Day. This was like the best damn franchise of all time. But that was just the cherry on top. The Madden 08 on top was... God, I love Madden. Nowadays, seems like the franchise is in this perpetual state of 60s on Metacritic. They're more concerned with putting it out every year rather than genuinely improving the core game. So if the game's so bad now, why do they keep pumping them out?
I love the fact that he has the 08 collection, Madden 08 Espanol, Madden 08 Espanol, Madden 08 collection, Madden 08, Madden 08, Madden 08, oh, Madden 08, Madden 08, Madden 08. He has it on every platform. Every platform, dude.
Out.
I don't know.
At one point or another, EA has annualized a handful of their franchises. Need for Speed was every year for a bit there, so was Medal of Honor, Skate, My Sims, Hasbro Family Game Night. It's fall again, bitch. But series like Battlefield are roughly biennial releases, occurring every other year most of the time. Doesn't help things. That's the schedule many franchises were on. Seemed like you could always expect a new entry 2 years later, especially during the Xbox 360 days. Well, if there's annual and biannual, what the hell would Guitar Hero and Rock Band be? A spree. But I want to talk a franchise that many didn't even realize was annual. One that feels like we only get new games every millennia. One that is considered to be one of the most revered series in the whole medium.
No.
August already?
It's The Legend of Zelda, the yearly franchise. Starting in 2013, there was a Zelda game released each and every year until 2022.
They weren't
Now,
all
we are
main
stretching-
entry Zelda games, though.
No, they were remakes, remasters,
Spin-offs.
spin-offs.
Yeah,
But still, it's a Zelda game.
true.
Things here with spin-offs, remakes, re-releases, the works, which
Literally
hell,
what
does
we
2012
just
Yes, verbatim almost.
count since we got Zelda 1 and 2 on the 3DS eShop? 2018 barely counts since all we got there was Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, but hey, for nearly 10 years, Nintendo had some kind of Zelda release annually, and goddamn, not even Mario Party did that. That's the Nintendo franchise I immediately think of when annual releases are brought up, but look at this! So the first 3 entries were one right after another, but they launched a year later outside of Japan, meaning between Mario Party 3 and 4, there was a gap in Japan, but not over here. So does this count? How about the Carnival games? Do those count too? Regardless, Mario Party comes out in bursts. We get 4 straight years of nothing but 1 year off, back again, 5 years gone, Mario Party 9. Explain this gap in your resume. Actually, just flat out explain the resume. Starting with Mario Party 9 though, we got annual releases of Mario Party news at the very least until 2018. Yeah, if we want to count getting Mario Party 10 announced in 2014, you might as well count that moment in 2006 when I said the word Mario Party. Damn, this series just won't stop!
But every series needs to at some point, even if it's just for a second. But forcing yourself to release something at the same time over and over again gives you no time to improve or evolve your craft. You're just gonna end up pumping out the same stuff over and over and over again, and you can end up resenting your work. You no longer look at it as a creative project, rather as something you have to get done so you can get to work on the next thing. Yes, consistency can be great, and it can be so exciting looking forward to that new release at the same time you're always used to. But I think the health and quality of a brand is more important than rushing something out just to say that you did. Annual releases aren't inherently bad, not at all, but they can become that if you don't just pump the brakes sometimes. Realize that while these are products, they're also art, and if you start looking at them as just products, consumers are going to start looking at them like that as well, and eventually really stop caring about these series.
It's all about balance.
If only
These
the
are
YouTube
businesses
algorithm didn't force us to put out our content like that.
at the end of the day, but they're businesses in the first place because the
Gave us
quality and
time to pump the
integrity of
brakes
these
and put
games is
even more
art.
into each one.
And if you're not willing to see that, stop!
You heard the videotape. Everybody, let's put together something special, something we're all proud of, something we're making because we want to. Where's my creative leads?
You fired them.
Whoa! What a dream! Hey y'all!
Also, let's see.
Being integrity.
Heard the videotape. Everybody, let's put together something special, something we're all proud of, something we're making because we want to. Where's my creative leads?
You fired them.
Yeah.
What a dream! Hey y'all, Scott here.
Yeah. Jesus. So yeah, everyone, that's Scott the Waz with the annual release. You know what? I have a daily release that I go through. It's when I take a shit. It's my daily release. And I gotta be honest.
Sometimes mine doesn't happen all at one time in a day.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about it. When it comes to some of the games that Scott mentioned in this, my shit is stronger, thicker, darker, and much more, and has much more to it than a lot of these games that he mentioned in here.
Meanwhile, my stomach has the quantity over quality mentality.
Yeah, well, stomachs can be like that sometimes. All right, well,
My stomach is Ubisoft.
yeah, yeah. Whereas my stomach is Quantic, or is a Quantic Dream, where it's just like it takes its time, and when it comes out, you know, it at first seems all right, but the more you think about it, the dumber you feel. Sums it up pretty much. So anyway,
Unfortunately, I highly doubt there's anybody out there taking FromSoft dookies.
no.
If you are, man, you're lucky.
Yeah, strong, consistent. No, like very little in terms of fixes. I mean, you're doing good, bro. But anyway, that's gonna do it. So, till next time, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick. We just turned the entire outro of this video into a poop joke. You're welcome.